Welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled you're here today because we are diving straight into one of the most profound ancient texts ever written to uncover what is literally a cosmic mystery. We're exploring the Chandogya Upanishad, specifically verse 3.14.1. Now, this isn't just dusty ancient history. This is a remarkably structured, laser-focused breakdown of reality itself. We're going to take the source text, translate it, and completely break it down so you can see exactly how ancient philosophers mapped out the relationship between the vast universe and your own mind.
Right out of the gate, I want to pose this massive question directly to you. What shapes your ultimate destiny? It's one of those things humanity has wrestled with for millennia. Like, is it just fate? Is it random chance? Is it the environment around us? Keep this question right in the front of your mind as we go through today's explainer, because the text we're analyzing doesn't just ask this question, it actually provides a very direct and honestly incredibly powerful answer.
And that answer starts with this rather mysterious Sanskrit phrase, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma Tadjalaniti Shanta Upasita. Now, I know, it looks super intimidating at first glance, but don't worry, we aren't going to get bogged down in the linguistics here. Instead, we're going to unpack this exact sentence, because within these few words lies an entire framework for understanding both the macrocosm, the entire universe, and the microcosm, which is you.
Okay, let's zoom out to the absolute biggest picture possible. Section 1, the supreme reality.
Before we can really understand our ultimate destiny, we kind of have to understand the sandbox we're playing in, right? So the verse we are studying is famous because it contains a Mahavakya. In Vedanta philosophy, this literally translates to a great saying. And these aren't just passing thoughts or, nice poetic phrases. A Mahavakya is a foundational pillar. It is a core truth distilled into a single potent sentence. When you stumble across a Mahavakya in these texts, it's a huge signal to stop, pay attention, and deeply reflect, because it holds the distilled essence of their entire worldview.
And the core of this specific Mahavakya revolves around the concept of Brahman. So Brahman is the supreme reality. But here's the catch. It's not a supreme reality that sits outside of the universe looking in. The source material is highly specific here. It states that matter, mind, space, and life are ultimately non-different from Brahman. That is a completely mind-bending concept. It means that absolutely everything in the manifested universe, from the stars in the sky to the very thoughts in your head, is connected as one single, continuous, unified reality.
So let's see how this builds into the actual Mahavakya from our verse, Sarvam Kalvi Idam Brahma. In English, this translates to, all this universe is indeed Brahma. Just pause for a second and really let that sink in. The text is making a definitive, absolute declaration. It is completely erasing the boundaries between you and the universe, or Earth and space. It's proposing this radical unity. Literally everything you see, touch, experience, and think is a manifestation of this one supreme reality.
So, if everything is just this one unified reality, how does it actually function? Let's get into Section 2, the cosmic cycle. We're moving smoothly from what the universe actually is to the underlying mechanics of how this massive cosmic machine operates. And the verse uses a single brilliant compound word to explain all of it, Tadjalan. It is just fascinating how much information these ancient thinkers packed into a single word. Tadjalan represents the entire cosmic cycle of existence. It is literally the engine of the universe, described in just 3 syllables. Let's break down exactly how this word functions. First up, we have Tatja, which means everything is born from Brahman. It originates right there. Second, we have Tat-un, meaning everything is sustained by, or literally breathes, Brahman. And finally, Tat-la, which means everything ultimately dissolves right back into Brahman. So creation, sustenance, and dissolution. Everything originates from the supreme reality, it's held together by it while it exists, and eventually it just folds back into it. It's this constant, breathing cosmic rhythm. Now we're going to make a pretty dramatic pivot, from the vast macro universe all the way down to the micro level of your own mind. Section 3, the law of conviction. The bridge between that vast universe and your own personal destiny is found in this exact word, kratu. This refers to a person's deepest thoughts, their intentions, and their absolute core convictions. The Upanishad states, quite plainly, that a person is literally made of their kratu. You aren't just a physical body navigating a random world. At your very core, your identity and your reality are forged by your deepest, most tightly held beliefs. So how does this actually play out in the timeline of your existence? Think of it as an unbreakable chain.
On one side, you've got your current conviction in this life, and on the other side is your future state after departing. The translated text explicitly says, as a person's conviction is in this life, so do they become after departing from here. It is a direct, rock-solid chain of cause and effect. Your present mindset is actively constructing your future existence. The universe might be this vast cycle of creation and dissolution, sure, but your specific trajectory within it, that is steered entirely by the convictions you are holding in your mind today.
Which leads us perfectly into our final and maybe most important takeaway. Section 4, Cultivating a Noble Mind.
The amazing thing is, the Chandogya Upanishad doesn't just drop this heavy cosmic knowledge on us and walk away. It gives us a manual. It gives us highly specific instructions on how to apply this to our daily lives. Look at this exact quote from the translation. Understanding this, one should meditate with a calm and peaceful mind. Now, why calm and peaceful? Because if you truly understand the first half of the verse, that absolutely everything is Brahman, that everything operates in this natural cycle of originating, breathing, and dissolving back into the source, well, there's absolutely no reason for anxiety. Realizing your connection to the whole is meant to bring deep, unshakable peace. You belong here. You are fundamentally connected to the supreme reality.
And from that place of total peace, we get the text's ultimate call to action. Therefore, let them cultivate a deep, noble conviction. Because our thoughts shape our destiny, because of that law of Kratu we just looked at, we simply cannot afford to be careless with our minds. We have to actively, purposefully cultivate noble intentions. You are the architect of your future state, and the building materials you're using are your current thoughts and your deeply held beliefs.
So I want to leave you with this final, truly provocative thought. If you are quite literally made of your convictions, what are you building today? Seriously, take a look at your habits, look at your recurring thoughts, look at the intentions that are driving your actions. Are they noble? Are they leading you to a destination you actually want to reach? This ancient wisdom tells us that yes, the universe is vast and unified, but your destiny is firmly in your own hands, shaped by the thoughts you are choosing to hold right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to take just a few moments today to really reflect on what your own convictions are building. Catch you next time.